Everyone, welcome to Teach First NJ. Today we will discuss the Danielson Rubric for the Framework for Teaching 1C. 1C deals with setting instructional outcomes. In order for a teacher to attain a level 4, the teacher must have the following. All outcomes represent high-level learning in the discipline. They are clear, they are written in the form of student learning, and permit viable methods of assessment. Outcomes reflect several different types of learning and, where appropriate, represent both coordination and integration. Outcomes are differentiated in whatever way is needed for individual students. Here are some critical attributes. The teacher's plans reference curricular frameworks or blueprints to ensure accurate sequencing. The teacher connects outcomes to previous and future learning. Outcomes are differentiated to encourage individual students to take educational risks. For a teacher to attain a level 3, the teacher must do the following, or have the following present in their lessons and in their classrooms. Most outcomes represent rigorous and important learning in the discipline and are clear, are written in the form of student learning, and suggest viable methods of assessment. Outcomes reflect several different types of learning and opportunities for coordination, and they are differentiated in whatever way is needed for different groups of students. Some critical attributes to look out for. Outcomes represent high expectations and rigor. Outcomes are related to big ideas of the discipline. Outcomes are written in terms of what students will learn rather than do. Outcomes represent a range of types: factual knowledge, conceptual understanding, reasoning, social interaction, management, and communication. Outcomes, differentiated where necessary, are suitable to groups of students in the class. For any teacher out there, any and all teachers, this message is for you. Level 4 and level 3 are what we want to attain as teachers. Now let's look at the next level. Here is level 2. Outcomes represent moderately high expectations and rigor. Some reflect important learning in the discipline and consist of a combination of outcomes and activities. Outcomes reflect several types of learning, but the teacher has made no effort at coordination or integration. Outcomes based on global assessments of student learning are suitable for most of the students in the class. Here are some critical attributes. Outcomes represent a mixture of low expectations and rigor. Some outcomes reflect important learning in the discipline. Outcomes are suitable for most of the class. Here's a level 1. The outcomes represent low expectations for students and lack of rigor. And not all of these outcomes reflect important learning in the discipline. They are stated as student activities rather than as outcomes for learning. Outcomes reflect only one type of learning and only one discipline or strand and are suitable for only some students. Here are some critical attributes. Outcomes lack rigor. Outcomes do not represent important learning in the discipline. Outcomes are not clear or are stated as activities. Outcomes are not suitable for many students in the class. Now, as a teacher, the best thing to do would be to look at number 2 and look at number 1. and then not do some of these, well, not do these things basically, and look at number 3 and 4 and do those things very well. The Danielson rubric for the framework of teaching 1C was what we went over today. Have fun teaching. Thank you for watching with me. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.